We're talking to a lot of different cities. I think I've thrown out names before. It's complex because you need arena and practice facility and player housing and all the things. You need committed long-term ownership groups.
Welcome and welcome back to my channel, Geneva in General. I am Geneva, and today, guys, I want to do a little bit of appreciation and a little bit of, knowledge on the WNBA's current commissioner, that is Cathy Englebert. Now, in my previous videos, I have done coach appreciation videos for coaches such as Becky Hammond, Teresa Weatherspoon, aka Osama Spoon Laden, I'm playing Chrissy Sides, right? Just to humanize these women in the league, and also some men too. Again, Kurt Miller, the Los Angeles Sparks. I'm going to continue to do more coach appreciation videos for all the coaches in the WNBA. And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm doing this series about coaches and how, we should give them their flowers and to humanize them and to share in their accomplishments and just, just talk about their accomplishments. And I'm like, how come I haven't done a video about the Cathy Englebert? She's literally she's serving currently as the WNBA Commissioner, and she has been since 2019. So you know what? This will be a video on who Cathy Englebert is, what she does, and her impact on the WNBA. Now, Cathy Englebert, guys, she was born Catherine Englebert. She was born November 14th, 1964. November 14th, guys, that just happens to be my date of separation next year of the military, and I just cannot wait. Again, she's an American businesswoman who has served as the commissioner of the WNBA since 2019. Now, Englebert was born in 1964, so she is currently 59 years old, really nice, great skin, nice, body, not to be weird, but she was born and grew up in Collingswood, New Jersey. She says her father was an IT manager, her mother was a medical practice administrator, and she graduated from Lay University in 1986 with a degree in accounting, This is what really interested me in her as well. So again, I'm currently a finance major, almost done, about to scrape up these last couple classes to get my bachelor's in finance. And again, just to see that she has a background with a degree in accounting. Again, she has that financial expertise, so she understands, how the WNBA, reading the financial documents, how they're making money, and their turnover as far as ratios, book turnover ratios, things such as that, right? It says she tried out for the basketball team as a walk-on under the Hall of Fame coach Muffet McGraw, and she later became a team captain. And then they said she also was a team captain for the lacrosse women's sport. So again, she was a too-short sporty. She made captain, eventually became captain of her basketball team, and she became the captain of her lacrosse team. After she graduated, she received her CPA certification and became a member of the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. Again, so this is how she started off with her career. So she actually joined an organization, or a company rather, called, I believe it's pronounced Deloitte. I'll post it up here, Deloitte. So this is back in 1986, and she worked with the company until she retired until 2019. So again, if you are subscribed to the League Pass to watch the WNBA games, it'll always say powered by Deloitte. That was a company that she previously worked at. Again, I'm pretty sure as a CPA, right? Again, she has that financial background and expertise. She understands financial documents, ratios, and things of this nature. So in an interview, she credited Deloitte's early focus on supporting women in the workplace as being important for her career. It says prior to being appointed to the CEO of Deloitte in March 2015, she was the chairman and CEO of the audit subsidiary Deloitte & Touche LLP. It says other senior positions Englebert held at Deloitte include National Managing Partner, Regions for Deloitte & Touche, Deputy National Professional Practice Director, and Financial Accounting and Reporting Services Quality Risk Manager. She was named a partner in 1998. Again, this woman has a very impressive resume. I may need to get in touch with her. It says on May 15, 2019, she was named officially the first commissioner of the WNBA. Again, they named her the first commissioner because previously those who had the title of commissioner, it wasn't called a commissioner. You were just called the president. Back in the day, not back in the day, but back in the day before 2019, it was just they called it being the president of the WNBA. She was the first commissioner of the WNBA. So that's really interesting. So in becoming CEO for Deloitte, this rendered Englebert the first female U.S. CEO of a Big Four firm. It says news media outlets, including the Wall Street Journal, highlighted Englebert's appointment as cracking the glass ceiling. While serving as Deloitte CEO, the company's revenue has increased nearly 60% year over year to $18.6 billion. It says she also serves on the boards of McDonald's Corporation, Royalty Pharma, and Catalyst, and on the executive committee of the USGA. Again, this woman, her resume is very impressive. Again, she has that background in finance, and I would love to just kind of walk in her shoe steps. I'm actually looking at jobs, just curious, just to see what kind of positions are that the WNBA and the NBA offer when it comes to financial and marketing. So a lot of you guys are like, I ain't gonna lie, I was one of them, right? I kind of put some blame on Cathy for, the WNBA schedule, or how come game is not being broadcasted. And again, like she actually spoke on this. Either other players have called her out. I remember DJ Carrington. She was like, she had at the WNBA. I'm not sure if she added Cathy Englebert on Twitter. But she was like, since I got to do everything, the players got to play the games, and we also have to do self-promotion. She had to say, hey, guys, by the way, TD Gardens, Connecticut Assembly will be taking on the LA Sparks at the TD Gardens Arena in Boston, Massachusetts, sold-out arena. This is where you can actually go and watch the games. On Twitter, you can stream it, or you can go on, the League Pass. And, a lot of people was like, Cathy Englebert is responsible for this, that, and the third. So let me just break down what it is a WNBA commissioner does and what are they responsible for? The WNBA Commissioner is responsible for leading the business and increasing the visibility of the Women's National Basketball Association. So again, she's responsible for that, okay? I'm going to continue. The current commissioner is Cathy Englebert, who was appointed July 2019, becoming the first woman to hold the role. It says Englebert's responsibilities include economic framework, okay, developing a new economic framework to increase the league's revenue. Okay, so one of her responsibilities is to increase the revenue, right? To get that turnover rate high, right? Actually make sales and also generate interest and revenue in order for the players to make money, right? And it's also another responsibility that includes for her is capital, says raising money from investors to fund league transformation projects. And it also says COVID-19 pandemic, leading the league during the pandemic in its 25th anniversary season. Englebert has been recognized as one of Fortune's most powerful women and has been included on Forbes 50 over 50 list. Before becoming the WNBA commissioner, Englebert worked at Deloitte again for 33 years, including serving as its first female CEO from 2015 to 2019. So again, let me just talk about a little bit of her accomplishments. So it says, since Cathy stepped into the role of WNBA commissioner, she has executed a historic player-first collective bargaining agreement. Remember the CBA agreement that they're actually trying to review and bump it from $2 billion, I think, to $8 billion. That's what the former coach Cheryl Miller was saying. She said $2 billion is lowballed. Let's try to get it to $8 billion. So again, as the commissioner, Cathy she does have that power to what's the word? Negotiate, right? She has that negotiating power and authority to boost revenue, just generate interest when it comes to marketing and the financial aspect of the WNBA. But just to continue, it says the CBA, the first collective bargaining agreement in 2020, she built and socialized a new economic framework to drive league revenue growth and stakeholder success, led the longest tenured women's professional sports league in the U.S. through its 25th anniversary season and through the COVID-19 pandemic, and raised $75 million capital from outside investors to fund league transformation projects. I must also add, she actually has 2 children. She's also a grandmother. So again, she's a very busy and powerful woman. So again, I just told you about, a little bit of her biography. Her role as a WNBA commissioner, again, she is responsible for its growth, revenue, marketing, things like that, like the financial aspect, and just putting as many eyes on the WNBA as possible. And there's been a lot of criticisms of Cathy Englebert of how, she runs, but how she operates as the commissioner of the WNBA. I just want to post this tweet of Kelsey Plum. This is from 2023, last year, July. So she said, this is what Kelsey Plum tweets. She said, all WNBA players should get a ticket to the All-Star Game / Skills Challenge. I'm sick of my people being treated second class. The league got to be better. There is no excuse. At Cathy Englebert, I'm sure we can fix this before this weekend. So that just goes to show, again, that's just one tweet from one player, publicly speaking out, and making their complaints and their gripes and their grievances, publicly known. And she actually directly added at Cathy Englebert because, again, I posted this tweet and I had dug around for it because, that just goes to show that these players, a lot of the things that they complain about, if they take it to Cathy Englebert, 9 times out of 10, again, because she is the commissioner of the WNBA, she has the power to change, whatever, grievances that these WNBA players are going through. It's so much, attention and growth and expansion in women's sports, but specifically women's basketball here in America and around the world. Again, they said in Turkey's on fire now. That's just one country, Turkey. And when it comes to that, they said somebody had kind of criticized Cathy Englebert in an article, right? And they said okay, so you mean to tell me in the next 2 years we're gonna add 2 more WNBA teams, right? That being the Toronto, I almost called them the Raptors, the Toronto team and the Valkyries for Golden State. They were you have players at the Los Angeles Sparks. I'm not sure if this is still going on. They said the LA Sparks ladies, they were complaining about not even having lockers to actually put their things in, right? Like their bags, their belongings, their athletic gears to, change and out of. I'm is this still going on? I believe Candace Parker had rung that to everyone's attention. I believe it was Candace Parker who made it known that when she was playing for the LA Sparks, she didn't have a locker. That's crazy to me. And it's it kind of is again, I don't want to throw shade on Miss Cathy Englebert. Again, her resume is very long and her resume is far more impressive than mine, right? Probably could ever be. But again, it's like, again, I just read you the role of the WNBA commissioner and the responsibilities. And it's like, what is she doing? Is she doing enough? Again, we don't want to like disrespect Cathy. Again, like this is a very accomplished, ambitious woman, clearly. But it's like, we have to do better. Again, with the broadcasting and sports telecast, again, so many people was dragging her on social media. I think she publicly came out to say it was either her that defended herself or somebody else that worked at the WNBA. They said, like, again, guys, the NBA, okay, they own the WNBA. Okay, the NBA is the WNBA's big brother, right? They're the little sister. They sold their media rights. So Cathy is like, y'all coming at me like, oh, how come this game isn't being, put on cable television? She's like, listen, we don't own our media rights. Unfortunately, the NBA sold them. So it's not up to us. It's up to CBS Sports. That right now they're battling up against, again, like football season is now here. Sometimes it's hockey games going on. Sometimes it's baseball games going on. She said the reason why we have to have like 5 different games on one day, 5 different games going on one day, and then the next day there's no games playing, because like it's other teams and sports that we don't want to compete with, right? And then, like, people are like, okay, well, how come it's not on cable? She's like, look, that's not up to me. We no longer own the media rights. So again, like, she has done a lot. I actually want to do a separate video on like the benefits, but Cathy Englebert as the commissioner, she put in like, in the policies for the players, the WNBA players, to protect them. A clause against domestic violence abuse, right? So, as a player, like, you'll be held accountable. So, like, she doesn't, I'm sure after like that whole Brittany Griner situation with her ex-wife, again, like, they put in policy saying like, this will not be tolerated. We don't care that you're a woman and you're with a woman or whatever. Like, even if you're with a man, like, domestic violence is not to be tolerated. I would highly respect that, and I agree with it. She put in policies for IVF, right? Women who are possibly a lesbian, bisexual, or even heterosexual women, of course, use IVF. But, a lot of lesbian couples to conceive and grow their families, they, tend to opt out for, artificial insemination, IVF, reciprocal IVF. She put in policies for maternity care, okay? Believe it or not, right? Even, with all the situations, the stuff that De'Erica Hamby is alleging against Becky Hammon, and now she just filed a federal lawsuit against Becky Hammon, the Las Vegas Aces organization, and the WNBA as a whole. Again, it's like, Cathy Englebert put in these policies for maternity care, IVF, domestic violence policies, and, things like that. No, banning of drug substances, right? Tolerance for doping and drugging, right? You have to be an athlete with integrity. You can't just be out here, smoking weed or taking steroids, whatever. She's all about integrity. So again, like, she actually has done a lot for the league, but I do understand when people get frustrated and they just tend to just completely lash out and kind of put the blame on Cathy, because again, she is the commissioner, and as commissioner, part of her job, a huge key part and role, responsibility of her job, is to put more eyes on the sport, grow it, and also to turn revenue, right? Actually make profit, to get not only herself paid and the organization paid, but most importantly, the women, the WNBA players paid. And again, it's like, it's just so frustrating because it seems like almost every day they're dropping the ball, right? I remember I saw the DC Mystics versus Connecticut Sun game last week, and it's like those camera angles were ridiculous. I'm like, guys, how can y'all be serious with these camera angles? Fire that cameraman or camera women, whoever is running that show, and get new people. So again, guys, this is a short video. Again, like, this woman is very accomplished, intelligent, educated. She's doing a lot. She has this is a big girl job she has going on, right? She's the commissioner of the WNBA, the first commissioner, if that, because previously, again, they called them the presidents of the WNBA, president of the NBA. So again, it's like, this is just my appreciation for Cathy Englebert. She seems like an incredible, intelligent, amazing, ambitious, capable woman. And let's just hope that, next year, she begins to, evolve along with the league and just continue to put more eyes on the WNBA, grow the league, and get these women paid.